Welcome to Paranormal Stories Part 8. If you've been following me for a while, you've probably already heard this. I can't create a paranormal series without talking about the first major visitation that I had from the soul of Jesus. And that happened to be on October 20th, 2020, when I was having a shower right here. A little bit different background. We've had it remodeled since then. However, it was right here that I had the first major visitation from the soul of Jesus. October 20th, 2020, I was working a 9 to 5. I was at my job and I was listening to a couple videos on my headset as I was working. The first one was a woman who channeled the soul of Jesus. And one of the channeled messages was Jesus saying, if you're having a hard time in this incarnation, opening up your heart, invite me in and I will help you. Next video that I heard was some guy talking about how every time you have a shower, it's like you're being baptized because the moving energy, the water, it all cleanses your energy. So I was at work after listening to these two videos and I was like, you know what, Jesus, if you can hear me, the next time I have a shower, how about you help me open up my heart? I'm having a hard time doing that in this incarnation. And I completely forgot about what I said. This was around noon that day. And after work, I got off work around 3:30. I had some errands to run. Completely forgot about what I mentioned earlier. Got home around 7:30, hopped into the shower, and I'm a person who likes the showers as hot as they can get. So I'm in the shower, and the next thing I know, despite the water being as hot as it can get, this wave of warm energy just flows throughout my body. And I was like, what the heck was that? Like, I stepped back from the shower and I was looking around. I was like, what the fuck was that? Next thing I know, another warm wave of just like this unconditional love energy, like just pulsated through my body. And again, I was like, what the fuck? And before I could even think about anything, the next thing I knew, see, I'm in the shower, and at the time we had more of just a see-through. It was like a hazy shower curtain. But at the time, I'm in the shower, and after these warm waves of energy come over me, I'm guided to look to my right, and these curtains just became clear as day. And I'm looking to about right here, okay? So about 5 feet away. There's this being, clear, wavy energy coming towards me, and the next thing I know, my skin starts popping like popcorn, and the energy of Jesus just overcame my entire body as I'm in the shower. The next thing I know, I start having telepathic messages, and one of the things he said to me was, it may have been Archangel Michael that saved you that day in your garage, but it was I who sent him. And this experience went on for, I don't like to even say how long it went on for, because when something like that's happening, it's hard to judge. But the last thing the soul of Jesus said to me before he pulled away was, love is the key. And with that came a download that would impact me for the rest of my life. I remember as soon as his energy pulled away, I turned the shower off. I opened up the curtain, and the first step that I took out of this shower was like my whole entire life had completely changed, because I was seeing my life through the eyes of Jesus. All of a sudden, everyone that ever harmed me, that ever hurt me, was teachers in my life to help me grow and evolve. And it was like I just had this massive clearing, just this massive forgiveness for anyone that ever harmed me. And I remember I stood here, I put the towel around my waist, and both of my hands went on top of my head, and I just started walking out of the room, and all I could say was, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. But I was in a state of the most unconditional love I ever been in my entire life. And I ended up walking down the stairs there. And, in 2020, I got divorced. I moved in with my old man, right? This is my old man's house. My old man was downstairs in the living room watching TV. And I just walked down the stairs the whole time with both my hands on my head. And all I could say was, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. But the whole time, my heart's just like erupting with love. And I walked downstairs. My dad was watching TV, turned the TV off. He's like, "What's going on? What's wrong? Why you swearing? Why you swearing?" And I was just like, after a couple more holy shits with both my hands on my head, I said, "Well, I don't know what you're going to think about this, but the soul of Jesus just paid me a visit when I was having a shower upstairs." And my dad's response was, "Well, if the soul of Jesus just paid you a visit, then stop swearing." But I laughed at that because I was just filled with this unconditional love. And for the next week, I felt like the biggest hippie. There was times where I would just start laughing out loud for no other reason than the feeling in my heart felt so amazing that I just had to laugh out loud. And the amount, see, what people don't realize, when the soul of Jesus pays you a visit, there's so much loving energy that comes with it. It was like all this dense energy, fog and confusion was just lifted from me. And I had like a week of clarity where the amount of clarity I was feeling was like a drug. It was like I was high off of it. And that's when I started having memories of past lives and before I incarnated. And that's a whole nother topic. But if you've been following me for a while, minus the white tiles, they were blue. This is the bathroom where the soul of Jesus paid me a visit on October 20th, 2020. In the next video, I'm going to share with you the visitation I had when I left my body on April 8th, 2021, when I was chilling on the beach with my buddy. And I left my body and I went into the presence of the soul of Jesus.